If you watch Pair of Kings in Fort Boyard, then you know Geno Segers is no stranger to you. Hi, Geno. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Very glad to hear. So Fort Boyard just made its debut a couple weeks ago. For those who just are tuning in, can you tell us a little bit about the show?
Well, you know, the show is basically about 16 of kids who come to the fort and challenge each other in various challenges and head-to-head competition to see who will claim the title of Conquerors of the Fort.
Very nice. And then what's a day like for you on the set of Fort Boyard?
Well, you know, the day sort of starts pretty early. We get the teams out there and basically prep them as to what they're going to do. And we then decide which sort of host is going to present which particular event. And then we go for it, you know, and it's exciting, it's riveting. It's something that, I mean, I'm extremely proud to be a part of. And the product or the show itself has been around the world. It's been in 38 or 40 countries in several different languages, and mostly for adults. But this is the first time the show is basically been created for kids. And I think it's a wonderful, idea.
Right. I think the greatest part of all that it films in France as well, which is really nice. How do you like filming in France?
Well, filming in France is pretty cool. You know, it's really cool. They have really good oysters, and they really know how to eat. I think that's something we can really learn from the French is eating. I mean, it was on the fort itself. We had lunch. I mean, 7-course meals for lunch, and it was just unbelievable. Palate cleaners, appetizers, entrees, desserts, after dinner sweets. It was crazy, you know. It was great.
Wow, who can hate that job there? And then tell us, what was the audition process like for you getting the parts of hosting the show?
Well, it really wasn't necessarily an audition. They came to me and said, you know, we have this idea. We want to know what you think about it. And of course, when they said something about competition in kids, I was definitely in because I have a foundation called Hold It on the Road, which is a Southern euphemism for making good decisions when you're driving so that you can get to your destination. Hold it on the road.
Oh, I see.
Well, when I parallel Hold It on the Road as a euphemism to my moral compass in my foundation, basically, you know, I'm motivating kids to make good decisions today to hold them on the road to success in their futures. So, for me, Hold It on the Road basically parallels with Fort Boyard. Because, I mean, you got kids facing challenges on Fort Boyard. You have kids in the world who are facing challenges in their everyday lives. You have kids accomplishing their challenges on Fort Boyard, accomplishing those fears that they've had, you know, all their lives. And the same sort of scenarios could be happening, you know, out in the real world, where kids are actually facing their challenges and their fears. And Fort Boyard basically shows them on TV that, hey, you know what? This kid picked up a snake when he was literally terrified. Or this kid went into the darkness with spiders and rats and things like that when it was terrified to do it. Well, I mean, if that kid can do that, then surely I can study algebra and make a good grade on this test, or surely I can go up and talk to a person who's going to have the keys to my success in the future. So, I mean, it sort of parallels what I'm doing in respect to my charity, as well as what I'm doing with Fort Boyard. So when they came to me with this idea, I was absolutely, you know, on board from the start.
Absolutely. They definitely both do go hand in hand. And I have to say, when I first saw the commercial for the show, I was definitely excited to see it. I said, this concept is definitely amazing. I love it.
I actually, when they asked me to do the, are you ready for the challenge or not? You know, they asked me to do it like that. I thought, I mean, I only did that once. I only did that once because I didn't, you know, it was like almost like a joke. I didn't think they were going to want that kind of energy, but you know, it was absolutely what it needed. When I see it now, I'm thinking, wow, that's exactly what it needed. But I only did that take once. It was like at the end of all the takes, He said, okay, give us something from the WWE.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Well,
And so, bam, I guess it was like, that's the one thing you used. It was crazy.
Well, it turned out well, and I think a lot of your Pair of King fans must be excited to see you on the show as well. How have the fans been reacting so far?
You know, I've been getting a lot of really good response from people from the UK. I've gotten a lot of response from people here in America, but not oddly enough, not as much as overseas, because people know about Fort Boyard overseas. And because I'm thinking because they've already had a taste of it, whereas the American market hasn't had, they don't have any idea what Fort Boyard is about. And so I'm getting more response from overseas. But I think that the kids here, if they just give it a shot, they tune into it one time, they'll really like the idea. And even more importantly, I think that once they see it, they're going to want to know how to be a part of it, and how they can go and be, a Fort Boyard warrior, young warrior. So I'm looking forward to that side of it coming through, or that side of the process when the kids really start rushing to know how they can be a part of Fort Boyard, how they can get on and compete.
Right. I mean, how many kids get that opportunity to do something like that? It's quite the experience, so I'm sure a lot of kids would be interested.
Oh, yes. I mean, and then even say that you've been on the fort, it's a privilege, because it's not like a museum. People can't just ride up to the fort, get on it, and look around. You can't. You have to be on the fort as a result of being a competitor, a host, or a guardian of one of the kids who are competing. So, I mean, it's really a privilege to be in such a place that was built 200 years ago in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of France, built by Napoleon. I mean, he tried and failed, and you can see the remains or see the ruins of his failed attempts. He didn't stop. He continued to try, and actually he built Fort Boyard on his final effort. Well, who knows whether it was his final effort or not, because he probably would have continued trying had he not built it. He would have just continued trying. But again, that's a testament to what it takes when you get to the Fort Boyard, when the challenges, because you just got to keep trying. You got to keep trying. If you fail this challenge, try another one. You know what I mean? It all ties in, to really a fierce competition between kids who are, very competitive. There's a great deal of sportsmanship that we witness on the fort as well, but nevertheless, the competition is fierce, and I think the learning experience for those kids, as well as myself, can translate to normal life back in the States or back in their respective towns, wherever they live.
And when does the show air so people can tune in?
It is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night at 8:30.
At 8:30.
On Disney XD.
Okay, great. And then again, now let's talk about Pair of Kings. How do you like working on the show? I'm sure it's never a dull moment working with Mitchel and Doc.
Mitchel and Doc are really, I was a little bit apprehensive at first because I had never worked with kids before to this extent. And I gotta say that these guys, they're both very professional. Mitchel is all about the business. He's all about, getting in and making sure that things are lined up the way they are. Doc is extremely on point, regardless as to where they put him. I mean, they can put him in a harness upside down and bam, he's right there, and it can be, they're so good at it, that they could literally be talking about the football game and the director say action and zoom right into the scene. And I have to stop because I say, hey, I can't do that yet. You guys have to give me a minute. I have to warm up. But no, those guys are really fun. They're always having a lot of fun on set. Chelsea Chow is probably the sweetest girl in the world. I mean, I literally have to remind myself that she's not my daughter. And because off set, I start reacting like she's my daughter, and it can be bad. It can be real bad. Ryan O'Joy is the smartest kid on the planet. He basically knows everybody's line. he's had the script 12 hours.
Very impressive.
He knows it. He knows everybody's lines. This guy, I mean, he makes me work hard because I can't drop a line. If Ryan comes in here on Monday, he's going to be disappointed if I'm dropping lines. So I have to work hard for Ryan. And we're all really good friends, you know. We all hang out for lunch a lot of times. We may go to a Thai restaurant for lunch. We may go and have sushi. And it's just a good chance for us to get together and just hang out and really sort of just, you know, just be who we are, you know. It's really a lot of fun. And I think that they really lucked out when they casted all of us together because there's no drama, there's no issues, there's no animosity, there's no ego. It's really a good set.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Everybody has a great relationship on and off set, that it shows on the show. So.
Oh God, yeah. But I mean, it's even. I don't know, man. I don't know how they generate the energy to be angry with each other because they're so close to each other, you know.
Right.
So it works. I can't imagine how they can generate that kind of energy, you know. But you know, and it's hard for me to be mad at Ryan. It's hard for me to be Mason and be angry with Lanny, but it sort of comes out. I can't put my finger on it.
You know what? You guys are all good actors then. Good acting skills.